What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a review of the Nerf rival Forerunner. The Forerunner is a spring-powered, pump-action, 12-round internal magazine blaster in the rival series. Nothing new, nothing special, but I'll do a quick review. Included is the blaster, blue balls, in the instructions. External overview of the blaster, starting up at the front. There's no in-strike barrel lug, but above the muzzle is the front sight, which looks super cool. We've seen this before in the accurate rival series with this cool looking front sight, and that corresponds with the rear sight, which is adjustable for elevation, and that elevation compensates for what angle you're holding the blaster at, like this. And down here we have the priming handle. This is a spring-powered blaster to prime. You do that. The prime strength required is in line with other Nerf rival blasters, but it is a harder prime than Nerf Elite blasters. And the prime is as smooth as it can be given how the internals function, but it's not a buttery smooth prime. There is a lot going on mechanically and you can feel it as you prime, but it works. And this is a really nice beefy chonky grip. There's enough area on the front up here so you're able to grab the front like this to get a really good grip, or ram your hand into the back of the grip if you prefer that way. Lots of ways to grip it, which makes it easier to prime. Up top we have the magazine door. To get in there you have to prime the blaster back, which opens up that hatch which allows you to push in your balls. This blaster features an internal magazine. It is not removable, but it holds 12 rounds. We've seen this internal magazine before in the rival series. If you've loaded a Chronos, it's very similar. But after you've loaded in your 12 rounds, you can close your priming handle and you're ready to go. Moving back on the left-hand side, we have a priming indicator right here. A little orange flag moves into place when you're primed to indicate that you have primed. However, the internals that are visible right behind the priming flag are also the same exact color of orange. So it's a pretty vague indicator. I think they should have made the priming indicator a completely different color than the shell and the internals. It would have made it a little easier to see. But below that priming indicator is an unjamming button right here. After you prime the blaster, you're not able to prime it again. Pushing down this disables that lock, which allows you to clear out certain types of jams and malfunctions. However, I did not experience any jams and malfunctions with this blaster. Moving back above the trigger right here, we have a trigger safety or a trigger lock. In the forward position, it physically prevents the trigger from being activated, and then you can pull it back in order to fire. Now down to the trigger. The trigger pull is pretty normal. This blaster does not have slam fire, which surprised me a little bit. This blaster's kind of asking for it. In the rear of the blaster, we have a sling or a lanyard mount right here. And now down to the grip. Overall, this is a pretty comfortable grip. The size and girthiness is in line with other Nerf rival blasters. Rival blasters are targeted towards older humans. So if you're an adult or a little more mature, this is going to still be comfortable for your bigger hand. It's smooth, rounded, ergonomic, overall a pretty comfortable grip. So that's an overview of the Forerunner. Now I'll show you the blaster firing. Starting with the included blue balls. Now shooting regular yellow Nerf rival rounds. Operating the blaster went just as expected, no surprises at all. Not much else to say, using it was just what you'd expect from a rival blaster that looks like this. To compare this blaster to others, I put it up on my chronograph. And with the accurate rival rounds, I got an average of 80 feet per second, with normal yellow Nerf rival rounds, 79 feet per second, which is pretty slow for a rival blaster. Most rival blasters shoot between 90 and 100 FPS. This is noticeably, visibly slow. That's the objective information I can provide on this blaster, not to my personal opinion. My opinion on this one is just meh. They didn't do anything new, they didn't try anything cool. It's a combination of features we've seen before. The firing velocity is surprisingly slow. It doesn't have slam fire, even though it kind of looks like it should. I don't really know why Hasbro made this one. There are already other blasters that fulfill this role, and they do a better job at it. But it didn't jam or malfunction, and it does everything it advertises, so I can't be too harsh on it. But I'm certainly not going to be using this. There are so many other rival blasters that I would choose over this one. That's my personal opinion. Now to the question to buy or not to buy. No, I don't think you should buy this one. I think the only people buying this blaster are people that don't know what else is on the market. If you want a rival Springer of a similar size, the Artemis is the way to go. It has a 30-round capacity plus slam fire instead of no slam fire and 12-round capacity. Or the Apollo, which has removable magazines at a similar capacity as this one. The Forerunner just doesn't offer anything new. It's just kind of a meh blaster. Maybe if it had slam fire, you could justify its existence because it's a little slimmer than the Artemis, but I'd pick the Artemis or the Apollo over this every day of the week. And if you want a more competitive rival Springer, the Hades is an excellent choice with a 60-round capacity. So no, I don't think anyone should really purchase this one, but hopefully I've laid out everything you need to know to make an educated purchase decision on your own. If you'd like to buy one of these, I'll put a purchase link in the description box below. If you do decide to buy one and you enjoy shooting it, would you please leave me a comment and tell me what type of Nerf are you playing? Why would you choose this over an Artemis or an Apollo? I don't get it. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. I'm just like, hey, Forerunner, why do you exist? Dropping existentialism on a piece of plastic. But that's it for this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.